Welcome to the Nightmare Zoo. Subscribe and never look at the forest the same way again. Viewer discretion is advised.
The hunger on the ice. The wind on Lake Erie doesn't just blow. It screams. We were 3 miles out from the Ohio shoreline, just 2 insignificant specks sitting in a canvas ice shanty, suspended over black water and crushing depth. My buddy, Dave, cracked a beer. "Getting cold, Miller," he muttered, pulling his collar up. "It's February, Dave. It's supposed to be cold." I watched the sonar, looking for a perch school, but the screen was dead. The only sound was the unsettling boom of the ice shifting beneath us, a sound like a cannon firing in a cathedral. Then the smell hit us. It wasn't the smell of fish or propane. It was the stench of a roadside deer carcass that had been baking in the sun for a week of sweet. Copper scent of rot that had no business existing in 20-degree weather. "God, did you step in something?" Dave asked, gagging. Before I could answer, we heard footsteps. Crunch, crunch. They were heavy, circling the tent. We froze. We were miles from the nearest hut. "Hello?" I called out. Silence. Then a voice came from right outside the canvas wall. "Getting cold, Miller." My blood turned to slush. It was Dave's voice. But Dave was sitting right in front of me, his mouth hanging open in terror. The voice outside was wrong. It sounded like a recording played on a wet tape, distorted and clicking. "It's supposed to be cold." The thing outside mimicked my voice perfectly, followed by a low, rattling chitter that sounded like stones grinding together. Dave scrambled backward, knocking over the heater. "What is that?" A long gray shadow pressed against the translucent canvas. It was tall, too tall. The head brushed the top of the 7-foot roof. We saw the silhouette of antlers, jagged and wrong, casting a shadow over us. The zipper on the door began to slide down. Zip. It didn't use a hand. A long, pale finger, devoid of flesh, just bone and tight gray skin, hooked into the ring. "Don't look at it!" I screamed, grabbing the ice auger. The flap flew open. The smell filled the small space instantly. It stood there, emaciated and looming, its rib cage pushing against papery skin. Its eyes were sunken pits of glowing yellow hunger. Its lips were chewed away, revealing rows of jagged, needle-like teeth. It looked at Dave. It opened its mouth, and in a perfect imitation of his mother's voice, it whispered, "David?" Dave screamed as the creature lunged. The lantern shattered. Darkness fell. I ran. I didn't look back at the sounds of tearing fabric and wet snaps. I ran until my lungs burned, slipping on the ice, surrounded by the dark. But even now, looking at the distant lights of the shore, I can hear it behind me on the wind. It's mimicking my scream.